Hello everybody, this is Money Mom. Welcome back to the channel. I'm doing something new today that I don't think that I've ever done on the channel. I was tagged by one of my dear YouTube friends, and actually friend in real life too, Jan from New York City Saves Money. She's doing something really neat on her channel, and she was tagged by other channels as well. I know one of the channels is Life with Patty, and they are doing something called Tea Time on Tuesdays, where they just sit down and talk with their subscribers. I've never actually done that, and my husband and I were talking about my videos. Many of my videos are list videos. Part of the reason I do that, like 5 ways to save money, 5 things I'm cutting back on now. The reason why is it helps me to stay organized, but I think those videos are great, but I'm trying to diversify a little bit and try some new things. Some things may go over well, some things may not. What I'm talking about today is a variety of subjects. I'm basically going to have a gab fest and just blab. I have some planned things I want to talk about, but I have no idea how long this video is. I know you guys are used to, I'm going to say 90% of my videos being in the 5-minute or less range, or less than 6 minutes. 90%, about 10% go over, maybe 15% of them, but I'm going to say 6 out of 7 of my videos a week are 5 minutes or less. So this one will definitely go over, but I wrote down a bunch of things I just wanted to share. And then, of course, I always love to get your feedback. So the first thing I want to chat about is holidays. I know a lot of people love holidays. I don't know about you guys. I really do overall enjoy holidays. I love looking at Christmas lights. I love Christmas songs, Christmas movies. I would love to know your favorite Christmas movie and Christmas song and favorite Christmas tradition if you'd like to share. But that being said, I love all of it. My husband gets such a kick out of decorating for Christmas. And you know what I decided to do this year, and I talked to one of my dear friends about it, is, you know what, I saved some money for Christmas that I put into what I call I'll just call it a Christmas club. That'd be the best way. And I have $1,000 in there. It doesn't mean I'm going to blow it all, but I've been saving it throughout the year, and it's cash, and I'm going to enjoy myself this year, do some things for some other people, and we actually have a shopping spree that my daughter, my husband, and I are going to go on. It doesn't mean we're going to go crazy. We're going to plan it ahead, but if there's some things that we really want, we may go ahead and buy it. So I'm going to enjoy the holiday this year, and you know what? I do not feel bad about it at all, and there's definitely some folks that I'd love to bless. So I just wanted to share that. Do any of you go Christmas shopping? I do like having a Christmas club where I have the money set aside. So if for some reason budget was tight one year and I didn't have much money, or I only had a couple hundred, we would just do a smaller scale. There's been some years where we spent more money, and there's been some years where it was really a slim Christmas. So each year is a little bit different. But for me, who barely, except for grocery shopping, you know, I'm not out at the store shopping that much. I mean, because you guys know I don't drive, so which maybe is a good thing, that saves money, because I'm not out there flitting around. Oh, here, can you imagine with my personality, me going here, me going there? I mean, I'd be all over the place wanting to visit with everybody and talk and things like that. That's part of the reason I love to shop, is just getting out and visiting with people. It's always fun to meet, you know, everyone. One of the things I want to do, and you're going to think I'm crazy, you know, I have my Mrs. Claus outfit. I'm thinking about wearing that when I go out grocery shopping. I think that would be a lot of fun. People will look at me like I'm strange, but guess what? Even when I'm dressed normally, people usually look at me like, what's going on with that lady? I've never met somebody with quite that personality. Is that, you know, what's going on? She's kind of an interesting person, because my voice is kind of loud. You can hear me all over the place. So anyway, so that's kind of what's going on with the holidays. I just am going to enjoy the holidays this year and not feel bad about it, because you know what? I've got 1 year of bills in my savings, and I haven't been using that money. And except for the grocery bill, we've been living pretty frugally. So, you know something? I want to enjoy some time. Do you guys ever just feel like you just want to enjoy life? You know, I've even had a few of you say, Dawn, it's great you've got goals, but live a little. And I do agree it's okay to do that as long as you budget for it, right? Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is my weight. I'm not going to go long on this one, because I'm going to be talking about this more on December 1st. Yes, I have, you know, gone back with my gained weight, but I have some good news about that coming out on the 1st, so stay tuned, and some decisions I made. Bottom line is I'm backtracking again. That's the thing, is for me, I may not have to do this the rest of my life, but I really need to just be tracking what I ate. And so I am feeling good. I've been really good about exercising. I have been drinking more water than I used to, but not on every day. There are days where I don't always get to it. And so I've been good about some choices, but I've been just basically not mindful of what I'm doing. And when I'm not paying attention and I'm not tracking and I'm multitasking and eating and doing things at the same time, then I don't know, then I'm not being mindful of what I'm putting in my body. So back to tracking. That was what worked for me when I lost my weight. So I'm just going back to the basics. Okay, the next thing is I want to talk to you guys about just what we have in our home. You know, the other day I saw some video come up about great deals you can get at Home Depot. And there's a channel, I can't remember the name of the guy, but he does all these videos about great deals you can get. And I do like to watch. You know, most of the time I don't go out and get the deals, but one of them was a Christmas tree that already is pre-lit and it's half off. I thought, wow, that'd be nice to have. And guess what my wonderful husband did? He reminded me, he said, Dawn, your friend gave you, last year, was decluttering and gave you a brand new Christmas tree. I said, oh my gosh, I forgot about that. He goes, yeah, well, that's where it's kind of a reminder to all of us to really do inventory of what's in our home, not just our pantry, freezer, and refrigerator, what's in our closets, what's in our decoration bin. I bet you a lot of us, even those of us that think we know everything we have, we might be surprised at some of the treasures that are in our home. I think after the video, maybe we can all go treasure hunting inside our house. So it just kind of reminded me, guess what? If it wasn't for my husband, I would have been tempted to go buy that tree because I forgot about what I had at home. So instead of me thinking, whoa, let's go get anything on sale, I need to say, here's some things I want, write them down, then look around my house and see what I actually have. And I may be surprised. That could save us all some money. Now, I want to talk to you briefly about something I don't really talk about. Books and movies real quickly. I want to mention to you guys that I really love reading. I've read about 60 books this year. But I have to tell you guys my opinion on books. Most of the books I read are average and forgettable. And what I was thinking, and I was talking to one of my other friends who loves to read, a lot of these authors that write these books, they're in contract to write so many books a year. And so I think they just cough them out. And everyone just thinks because they're a famous author, they automatically just say, oh, this book is so great. And then I read it and go, it was okay. One of the things I'm noticing from reading, and I want to know if you guys notice this, is that many of the books I'm reading are books that are just, that if they're, say they're 400 pages or 450 pages, you could take 250 pages out of that book, edit them out of there, and you wouldn't be missing anything. And that's kind of how I'm feeling about it. There is one book that I read, and I know I've mentioned it, I think on the community tab, in 2021, that is honestly one of the best books I've written. And this particular book, that was this author's first time writing it. It's called The Silent Patient. This author, his name is Alex, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It might be McKindless. I'm probably mispronouncing it, so I apologize. He also wrote The Maidens. That was a good book, but not as good as the first. The reason why the book was so good are two reasons. I won't give any spoilers. It's a suspense one. It's called The Silent Patient. But what makes it good is this. Every single word in that book has to be in there. And you'll know that at the end. In other words, if you tried to edit some of the book, you would take away the meaning of the book. Every word in there is very important to the story. The character development is excellent, and the ending is so unbelievable. You would never guess it in a million years. The ending was probably the most shocking ending I've ever seen. I'll just tell you this. It's about a psychiatrist that goes to a hospital, and basically he wants to help out a patient. She won't speak to anyone. That's all I'm going to say. I won't give any spoilers. You will find out at the end of the story why and what's going on. But that book, I would give it an A++, and I don't give very many books an A++. So if you haven't read it, please do. I also, you guys know I have Netflix. I have to say I watched an excellent, what I would call mini-series that was so good, and the character development was really good. A lot of symbolism in there. I thought it was phenomenal. It was called Midnight Mass. I was wondering if any of you watched it. I thought it was really, really good. And right now I'm kind of watching some fun little Christmas type shows and things like that. If you have Netflix, I'd love to know what you're watching on Netflix. I also watched Virgin River. I thought that was good. I watched the show You, finished the 3rd season on that. I thought that was good. So I do at night love to kind of watch some things to kind of relax before I go to bed. And just, I might only watch 10 minutes of something, but it's kind of relaxes me. So that's what's going on with that. My next thing I'm going to talk about is, you guys know I started my block scheduling. I am absolutely loving that. I am getting so much more done, but I'm actually working on relaxing more too. And because I'm block scheduling everything out and I have a space where everything goes and I'm not doing as much, quote, multitasking, and I don't feel obligated to return every call either. And so with all of that saying together, I'm also getting outside a little bit too, which is really nice. So I'm feeling like I'm getting more of a balanced schedule. I know this sounds crazy. I'm actually getting to bed earlier, which you're probably going this. I actually woke up a little after 8 today, which is early for me. I know some of you are going 8. I've already been up 5 hours, Dawn, and I've already cleaned the entire house, mowed the lawn, gone grocery shopping, and sewed an outfit together. But remember now, that's early for me. So, but I'm really enjoying it. I guess, I know I told you guys about this. I really like Jordan Page. She has a lot of really informative videos that I find very helpful. There are I could do a whole video on how many wonderful YouTubers there are. And maybe, I think I'd like to start doing a shout out. Maybe, don't want to overdo it, but maybe one a week. Because there's so many wonderful YouTubers out there. There's a lot of great minimalist channels, budgeting channels, channels about being productive, channels about, law of attraction, all different kind of fabulous channels out there. A lot of cooking channels that are great, and baking channels, and just, life hack channels. There's so many wonderful channels out there that have been so helpful to me. And I just, I wish I had the time of the day to watch all of them, 24/7. So I enjoy that. Now, one of the things I wanted to mention too, and actually, if you can believe it, I'm winding down. I only have 2 more things to talk to you guys about. Okay, I wanted to talk to you about high vibrational talk, and you're going, what on earth? Well, I've noticed something since 2020. I feel like God has brought people into my life that have been so good for me, or certain relationships I have are really strengthened and I'm spending more time with folks. And then some folks where maybe it wasn't as healthy of a relationship, God's kind of moved me away from some of those people, just naturally. And it has been really good. And as a matter of fact, I have some friends now that I've been speaking to. There's one friend I've been talking to, and we've been talking about, budgeting and living an abundant life and healthy things that we can do for our health and our body, maybe, losing some weight, things like that. And then I have another friend of mine, we've been talking about meal planning and maybe some career goals, also losing weight, and, some really positive things there. And it's just been growth minded. And I've been thinking about past conversations, which I've been part of, where it was not productive. Either it was doing a lot of complaining, a lot of negativity, and not looking for solutions. That's what I was going to say. And so if you're having conversations where you're not looking for solutions and all it is complaining, and guess what? I've been on that side too. I'm pointing the fingers to me, myself, and I. I've been on some of those conversations that are what I call not productive, and all it is venting and complaining, and then you talk to one friend, and then when you get on the phone with another friend, you're going on and on about certain things you don't like. And when we do that, we attract more of the things we don't like in our life. And so I'm feeling really good because lately I feel like I've been developing stronger friendships and other relationships with people that have a growth mindset. And guess what? I can be part of the problem too. Like I said, the other day, I was listening to an old friend, and this is nobody from YouTube, by the way, just to let you guys know. And this particular person was leaving some messages on my phone about just kind of complaining about life in general. And I thought to myself, oh gosh, all this person does is complain. I didn't talk about it to anybody. And then all of a sudden I felt convicted going, hey, what have you been doing lately? You've been doing a lot of complaining yourself. Point the finger back at you, Dawn. And so I thought, you know what? It's so true. And it got me thinking about, you know what? Are you going to look for a solution for things, or are you just going to complain? So that's kind of what I wanted to mention is I am really enjoying some of my relationships, and I might be tempted to moan and groan, but I know it doesn't solve anything, so I may have some of those negative thinking thoughts, but I'm not verbalizing them, which at least that's a start, right? So basically, taking action and making changes. Now, last thing I'm going to talk about is update on the channel. I don't know what I'm going to be doing for 2022. You know, I know some folks think, you know, hey, doing a daily upload is a lot, and things like that. I may switch things up a little bit. I may occasionally take a day off. The one thing that I do not want to do is feel like, oh, I've got to get a video up, and then I'm hurrying through it. Some of my videos get a lot of views and do well, and people take a big interest in. Some of my videos don't. I'm just going to say this. I can't please everybody. There's some videos that I think, oh, I'm not positive that this video will do really well, and it does really well. And then there's some videos that I think will do well, and they don't. Sometimes I kind of know how a video may do before I upload it. Sometimes I don't. But I am going to be experimenting and trying new things on the channel. Some things may not go over well. For example, when I did my crafting video, that one did not go over real well, and that's okay, but at least I tried something new. And some videos, like I said, will go well, some won't. So I may just be trying some new things. You know, I may occasionally go live. I may occasionally do a talking tea, longer video. I may have some days, maybe once a week, where I do a 2-minute or 3-minute video. I used to have a series called Got a Minute, and I would do something in 2 minutes or less and tell you some quick little tips or something. And some of those videos did well, so I might have like one video a week that's 2 or 3 minutes. Most of them will be 5 minutes. The one thing I do not want to change, I still want at least, let's say if I did upload every day, 6 out of 7 days, I still want at least 6 of my 7 videos to be 5 minutes or less. So that's kind of what I'm doing with that. But like I said, I may be trying to do some things with my webcam. You've already seen I'll be doing something with some things with my cell phone. I may occasionally do a live. I may like to get out, but like I said, when I go out in stores, you have to be really careful of the music and filming other people. I haven't really gotten into editing much, so I'm going to start stepping outside my comfort zone, but it may be little baby steps. I also may start to do some themed things, you know, when I've had like, you know, budget makeover or, you know, decluttering. I did a decluttering challenge. I may start doing some things like that too, or clean out your pantry challenge. I'm going to constantly try to do things to make it interesting. But just remember, I've been on YouTube over 4 years. Sometimes I may do things that you see that are a little bit repetitive here and there. And I'm always trying to think of new ways to do things. But remember, there's lots of budgeting channels out there. And you know what? There's many ways to save money. They've been talked about a lot. But you know, I will say this. Even if we've learned a lot of budgeting tips or ways to save money, and even if we already know those tips, sometimes they're a good reminder. And sometimes we need to rein things in and kind of do a do-over on some of this stuff. So I don't mind watching saving money videos, because even if I know the tips, sometimes it's like, you know what? Like, I'm going to give you an example. The other day, Kate Caden, one of my favorite financial YouTubers, did a video on ways to save money that you may not have heard of. And one tip she's given, and I've given it in my videos, was when you go to the store, put one item back at the end of your shopping, you know, day. For example, you go grocery shopping. I know that tip. I've used it before. But listening to Kate's wonderful video and watching some of her adorable animals in the video, I love her cat Buns, And watching that video reminded me, you know what? I need to start putting things back again. I used to do that, and I haven't been doing that. So sometimes the reminder's really good. Now, if you guys have some tips of things you'd like to see in 2022 on the channel, maybe some things you haven't seen me do before, let me know. I'll see if I'm able to and if I have the equipment and the lighting and the editing to be able to do those things. So I do want to say this video I know went long. I've never done a tea time. Is this something you'd maybe want me to do once every 6 months? I don't know that I would do it weekly or even once a month, but I think it'd be something I'd like to do every now and then. So let me know what you guys think. That is all I have to say. I'd love your feedback on everything. I definitely would love to know what you'd like to see in 2022. I'd love to know what you do like about the channel. I'd like to hear that. What do you enjoy about this channel? I do want to say this before signing off. I know I'm rambling again, but I have to say this. One of the biggest things that I like about this channel are the comments and the community. That is my very favorite thing. Now, I will tell you this. The video series that actually does the very best is actually personal growth on Wednesdays, which has nothing to do with budgeting, which surprises me. And then the budgeting videos would be next. Those two topics, budgeting and personal growth, do the best. And so I have to say those are my favorite series. But actually my #1 favorite thing about the channel are the subscribers, the viewers, the fabulous community, and the most helpful and encouraging comments that help not just me, everyone on the channel. That's my favorite thing. And I'm going to leave you with that and sign off. I love you, I appreciate you, and I'll see you on tomorrow morning's shorter video. Bye.